Today I'm going to drive this 20-year-old Nitro RC monster truck through FPV goggles from my motion rig. So if the truck wheelies, jumps, crashes, or cartwheels through the yard, I get to experience that too. The problem is Nitro RC cars are terrible candidates for FPV. They barely start, they randomly die, they run out of fuel. It's like charging batteries, but fast and really expensive. If they flip over, the engine shuts off. And they spray oil everywhere. It rubs the oil on the lens. It does this whenever it's told. Also, while I was building this, I had emergency appendix surgery, which means after I finally got everything working, I wasn't allowed to start the truck for 3 weeks. And now that I can drive it, I'll be sitting in a machine that's designed to shake me around while recovering from surgery. So today, we're gonna find out what breaks first. The truck, the camera, the motion rig, or me. To kick things off, let's see if we can get this bad boy started. First, we'll have to charge the igniter battery. Okay, off to a good start. I'll just hardwire it for now. There's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution, right? With that fixed, we can finally fuel it up and smell that sweet, sweet scent we all know and love. Nice. Now, it's been over 5 years since this thing last ran, so this might take a couple pulls. Also, I was never a believer in after-run oil. While we wait for that, let's figure out how we can get the sim rig to talk to the truck. I'll start by borrowing the electronics from the test mule. I mangled something in the drivetrain during some aggressive testing, so it won't be needing these for a while. With my Mii's proverbially en place, I 3D scanned the electronics bay to see how I could Tetris a battery, an RP2040, an IMU, a BEC, a GPS, a VTX, a gimbal, and a camera into this tiny space. I like putting things in places they don't fit as much as the next guy.
You can't say that. Keep it PG.
Fine. I find pleasure in stuffing as much hardware as possible into a space that was never designed to take it.
Really?
What I'm doing is I'm packaging the receiver, voltage regulator, telemetry system, and camera hardware into the smallest possible footprint so it all fits cleanly in the truck.
That's better. Is the motor running yet?
Okay, let's go back to the electronics. Luckily for me, Cadix FPV came in clutch. They sent me a GM3 gimbal and an Avatar HD Pro kit, which should let me keep the sensitive bits tucked underneath the roll hoop and still get all the HD head tracking fun, but with fewer broken 3D printed parts. For now, at least. To go along with it, I also got a pair of Goggles X, which, after some minor tweaks for my enormous head and terrible astigmatism, ended up being a lot more comfortable and feature-rich than my old system. In my opinion, a compact FPV system with an HDMI output is a right, not a privilege. With everything in hand, let's turn synapses into a 3D model. Using the mesh from the 3D scan, I can build off the existing geometry and make sure the components I'm adding will actually have proper spacing when it comes time to assemble everything. This is the nice thing about CAD. If it works on the computer screen, it'll work in real life too. Confident with the design, I ordered the parts from PCBWay. I didn't do a sponsorship this time. I don't even know if I can do more than one sponsor in a video, but they do better work than the Ender 3, so I'll stick with them. With some SLS nylon and aluminum in hand, I could start throwing the components in. The RP2040 RFM69, the GPS, the IMU.
What?
And this is where we learn an important lesson.
What?
When you create a component in CAD,
0.85,
use the correct
What?
drawing.
No. 0.8.
It's all good though. That 50 thousandths of an inch is only 1.27 millimeters. And as we all know, the unaided human eye can't see anything under 2 millimeters. So I took the mags off and solved the problem.
Perfectly fine. No problems here at all.
Now we can mount the gimbal, the antennas, the VTX, and the BEC. And just like that, we're ready to go. Let's check on the motor again. It was at this point that my appendix wanted out of the project. I spent the next 3 weeks fixing a persistent GPS freeze issue and mapping out spots in the yard where I definitely shouldn't crash or get stuck. Remember how I said
Nitro RC cars are terrible candidates for FPV.
ya boy isn't about to do a 500-meter recovery mission because I don't know how to tune the low-speed needle?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Or accidentally wedge myself into something. But I will talk about how I want to fix this later. Post-surgery, to make my life a little bit easier, I installed a rotostart. So instead of pull and pray, I can insert, squeeze, and wait for the tiny explosions of joy. The minute my doctor gave me the go-ahead for extremely light work and zero strenuous activity, I got to testing. I'll start out easy with the motion system turned way down. Then, in typical fashion, I'll go too far, fix my mistake, and then finally find the true limit.
Be happy about that one. Half tank, we're good. Ooh, a little quick for the yard. Here we go. Wife is not gonna like this one. Here we go. I think we're broken now, boys. Happens. Sit rep. The truck survived. All the suspension components, everything is still in one piece. Good job, Bits. Even this guy held on, lost his helmet. It's all good though. Little toasty, to be expected from a Nitro. This got a little hot, almost thought I lost the footage from it, but we're all good. This thing didn't make it. That last kind of run into the garage, I did what I always do, and I crashed. But it's all good. A little bit of crazy glue might fix it.
Crazy glue sounds like a good plan. Let's go again. Bigger jump, more motion. What's the worst that could happen?
So I guess that's where we ended. That last somersault busted a shock and something in the drivetrain. But honestly, that's par for the course around here. The good news is the system worked awesome. The truck drove through FPV, the motion rig moved with it, and the head tracking worked amazingly. And I only pulled a few staples while pulling the truck out from under the RX-7. The bad news is I'm still stuck in the yard. I do have plans for a more mobile rig so I can take it to different locations.
Like here, or here.
But bigger builds cost bigger money. So for now, liking the video, leaving a comment, subscribing genuinely helps push this stuff further than my wallet can. And since this worked way better than it probably should have, I think it's time to make an even worse decision. The wheel and pedals work. The motion rig works. But I need to test the HOTAS. Because apparently controlling a Nitro RC monster truck from a motion simulator wasn't questionable enough. Next time we're putting something in the air. Subscribe if you want to see that disaster unfold. See you in the next one.